supplement, as you can see there, is developed from our gene expression insights into healthy aging. Now, when we talk about gene expression, we're talking about inside of our cells, we have DNA, okay? And DNA is the makeup of who we are. But within DNA, we have segments of that are called genes. And we have about 20,000 genes. And each of those genes are the exact same in every cell inside the body. But what makes a skin cell different from an immune cell or a digestive cell or a liver cell or a kidney cell? Well, gene expression, right? So you have certain genes that are turned on and certain genes that are turned off that actually differentiate into the different cell types. So that's what gene expression is. In addition to that, what we care about isn't necessarily the different cell types that we have in the body, but what we care is how does gene expression change with the aging process, and how can we improve that by selecting ingredients that mimic a more healthy gene expression pattern inside the body. And that's what we've done with ageLOC Youth. Number two, there's a blend of natural ingredients that are really hard, if not impossible, to get, even from a very healthy diet. So these are ingredients like purple corn. I mean, unless you live in Peru, you're probably not getting a lot of purple corn, and it really is a super ingredient. One of our top screening ingredients as it relates to healthy gene expression. Purple corn was just incredible. It ranked super high. Citrus bioflavonoids, even if people eat citrus fruits, you're probably not getting a lot of those ingredients just because the bioflavonoids are primarily concentrated in the peel or in the rind, so in the outside portion of the fruit. And so it's usually bitter, and usually people don't take it. And so another good ingredient is fish. A lot of people don't eat a lot of fatty fish, so things like salmon, anchovies, and sardines. And even if we do, are we getting enough on a regular basis to be able to provide some of these health and wellness benefits? Just to give you a frame of reference, in America, we consume about roughly 100 milligrams a day of EPA and DHA, whereas you compare that to a place like Japan where they eat more fatty fish, they get about 1,000 milligrams a day. So there's a very, very big difference in terms of where we are in America and some definite improvements that we can make to our diet. And then number three, it modulates what we call aging defense mechanisms. So these are natural mechanisms that exist inside the body that provide these systemic health and wellness benefits. So this is probably a slide that none of you have seen before, but this is actually from a study that was just published last month. This is a study that we're very proud of that really validates this gene expression effect, but not just in the brain. What we've shown you previously is in the brain cortex. You can see in the green panel on the left-hand column, you can see that represents typical aging. The orange represents healthy aging. So this is a model of anti-aging that we know that works really well to improve the aging process. And then the red is the same group as typical aging, but they're given ageLOC Youth to see how it mimics or how it matches healthy aging inside the body. And when you look at these, this is what's called a statistical analysis where they cluster the different groups together. And you can see that between healthy aging and ageLOC Youth in the brain, in the muscle, and in other tissues inside the body, it's indistinguishable. In other words, this statistical analysis can't differentiate between those two because they're overlapping. They're so similar in their gene expression patterns, which is a really good indicator to us that what ageLOC Youth is doing is it's really mimicking this healthy aging pattern inside the body as it relates to gene expression. Each of these columns that you can see, I mean, they're so skinny it's hard to count them all. But if we were to count them all, you would see that there's between 2,000 and 4,000, approximately 2,500 to 3,300, 3,500 there in each of these tissues that are changing in a positive direction with ageLOC Youth. So that is the power behind this. And one thing I do want to mention is that even though there's about 3,000 or so genes that are changing and aging, and with this product, these are actually very different genes. There's very little overlap in gene expression between the brain, between the muscle, between these other tissues. And that makes sense if you think about it. The way that our brain ages is going to be different from muscle or from fat tissue or liver tissue or skin tissue or whatever it might be. And so this is a really, really good indicator to us scientifically that these benefits, these gene expression benefits that we see are not just in one tissue. They really are systemically playing an incredible role with mimicking healthy gene expression patterns inside the body.